I almost forgot the whole clip the mic to my bandana thing. Chapter 11. Double double. You sit in Professor Swan's office, staring into the face of a guy who claims to be your twin. The same person who's been attacking you ever since you arrived. Twin? I don't have a twin. And I'm certainly not related to an attempted murderer. Murderer? Heh, that's rich. Were you listening to anything I just said? As his lips curl into a grimace, you can't help but mirror his expression, feeling your anger and frustration bubbling inside of you. Professor Swan looks between the two of you before jumping up from her desk. Well, I see you two have a lot to catch up on. I'll just make some tea, shall I? Maybe something a little stronger for myself. Professor Swan, how are you just okay with this? He's been trying to kill me. You round on Atlas, lip pulled back in a snarl. Who you are, you better explain yourself. And it better be a damn good reason. First off, my name is Atlas. And second, we're twins. I don't know how else to explain that to you since we have the whole... And second, we're twins. I don't know how to explain that to you since the whole we have the same face thing isn't doing it for you. Stifling silence blankets the room as you and Atlas stare each other down. Professor Swan offers you and Atlas a cup of tea each. You take yours, but Atlas reaches instead for the cup of amber liquid on Professor Swan's desk, taking a hearty swing. I don't have time for tea. I need to figure out why he was trying to kill me. Professor Swan yelps and busies herself behind her desk. I already told you I was trying to save you, idiot. By sending creepy shadow monsters after me and stalking me through the mirrors. If you recall, I just helped you beat one of those creepy shadow monsters. I wasn't stalking you. I was trying to get you to let me out. Let you out? Yeah, I got stuck in there months ago trying to save your dumbass. His voice is tinged with bitterness, but something softens in his eyes as he says this. Oh, Atlas. Save me? From what? His mouth curls into a sneer. From that self-aggrandizing sod that calls himself the Dread. You mean... I'm surprised you know his true name. Elijah's been studying hard while he's been here. I'm glad something has stuck. Though, I had hoped he would focus more on his schoolwork than a subject I specifically told him not to look into. Well, it's clearly coming in handy now. I know who Rafe is. I know he's the guy who murdered all those kids. It wasn't kids. It was twins. Hundreds of them. But why? Because he was looking for us. He wants to kill us. You hear a rattling sound and turn to see Professor Swan setting her cup on the table with a shaking hand. Atlas, this can't be real. Yeah, well, you didn't think magic was real either up until a few months ago. Atlas, that's enough. He's not ready. And whose fault was that? The Snyder family knew this day would come. It was their job to prepare him, like my caregivers did me. Prepare me for what? For the fight to come, of course. Our birth parents separated us to keep us safe. Our caregivers were supposed to keep us hidden. Now Rafe knows where we are and knows that we're together. Our time is up, and you have no idea what's coming. Alice puts a hand on your cheek, and you feel an icy chill emanating from it. You shrug it off, taking a step back. What are you... It's a moon spell. It will allow me to share my memories with you. Alice, you need to recover. You're not strong enough to do this right now. You need to see what we're dealing with. If you allow Atlas to perform the spell, you'll be able to play as him and get some first-hand insight into what will come to face. So I'm kind of rushing because I want food. And there's pizza downstairs and I want it before someone else takes it. I have to. Otherwise, I'm not sure I can believe it. Professor Swan sighs, but reluctantly nods her approval. Alice puts his hand back up to your face and closes his eyes. Now, Elijah, close your eyes. This will feel fairly real, but remember that you're perfectly safe. You close your eyes, there'll be a mouth to speak, but I'm immediately swallowed by darkness. Now playing as Atlas. You sit up in a high tree, watching as a caravan of monstrous creatures in dark-clad tund carry building materials to a weathered old castle high on a nearby hill. I don't know where to help. We should be up at the castle, sitting pretty right by now. You know those things need direction, and you also know the boss doesn't like to hear that kind of talk, so shut up and do as you're told. The man grumbles to himself and raises his hand, effortlessly lifting the massive tree trunk into the air. He's already built his machine, so what's all this for? All I'm saying is, you better get what we owed. And you shall. You tense at the sound of the voice that has haunted your nightmares for years. You turn to see Rafe striding down the dark pathway. You know what they say. If you have time to complain, you have time to work. Or maybe you need a little supervision of your own. In his fist, he raises a pulsing essence. He tosses it into the air, and before it hits the ground, a massive resin shadows spring out of it and form a hulking shadow beast. No, sir. No. I was just telling Sophia here how I can't wait to see you ascend to your rightful place, sir. Rest assured, we will all have our weapons. We will all have the power we were denied by earthly limitations. But first, we put in the work. His smile is threatening and slightly mad, and a shiver runs down your spine. Sir, not to question your brilliance and wisdom, but all of this work is for nothing if you don't get those twins, right? Not to fret. The elders had made a mistake. We were finally able to track him through his college applications. He's at some autonomous institution called Hartfield University. He won't be hard to find. Elijah, I have to get to him first. I'm older? And the other one, sir? Atlas. Atlas. Well, I imagine he's closer than we think. He turns and scans the trees, and through the darkness, through the invisibility ward you cast on yourself, his eyes bore straight into yours. You can come out now, child. There's no need to hide. No, I can't be caught now. You turn and launch yourself from the tree. The wind whistles in your ears as you dive straight for the ground. You dive, the ground below rises up to meet you. Your feet touch down, and you roll down the newly created hill. That was a close one. You take off into the trees, sprinting back toward your camp. In a mirror you've been using for transport. In front of you, an image of Rafe appears, a ghostly spectre in the night. Spectre. Tisk, always running. Fetch, my pet. From behind you, the enraged scream of Rafe's favorite pet rings through the forest, followed by the sound of splintering trees as it pursues you. Come on, Atlas. Pick up the pace. You twine your fingers together as you run, twisting them to the right and left, and casting an air spell that propels you forward even faster. That should help a little. But when you glance behind you, the creature still bounced toward you, growing ever closer. A raised, disembodied head appears just in front of you, laughing as you dash straight through the projection. Why don't you just give it up, child? Rafe's laugh echoes around you as you burst through the underbrush to your campsite. But everything is gone, including your mirror. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. That's what you think. You look up at the full moon, take a deep breath. You pull a compact mirror from your pocket, align the reflective surface with a shaft of moonlight. The beam reflects its glow on the tree across from you, creating a circle of light. You blow on the mirror, and the circle gets brighter. That's the easy part. The sound of the bees rolling behind you urges you forward. You trace your finger around the circle's outline, getting dirt and wood splinters beneath your nails. Come on, come on. When the circle is complete, take a step back. You press your palms together, pulling them back, and then open. Draw your hands forward. As the force of the sun magic leaves you, you trip forward and fall to your knees. Fool, you weakened yourself. Yeah, but it worked. In front of you is a glimmering circle, a portal leading to the dimension between worlds. As the beast's footsteps crescendo, you drag yourself to the open portal and pull yourself through. Inside the mirror dimension, you lie on your back, trying to catch your breath. The world spins around you from the effort of the sun spell you just used. I can't believe I made it. The ground beneath you tremors, and you look back at the still open portal to see. As it tries to claw its way in through the portal, you struggle to your feet. Give me a break. As you stumble toward the mirror on the far side of the space, your vision darkens with effort. The creature tears through the portal, letting out a cry of anguish. The force of the monster's roar shakes the ground beneath your feet. You trip at the edge of a pool of black water, catching a glimpse of your scratched, muddy face in the process. Come on, get up. Keep moving. You dig your fingers into the black soil, pushing yourself toward the mirror you've been desperately seeking. Just a little further. When suddenly the beast crashes through the trees just behind you. You roll onto your back as the creature thunders toward your prone body. Out of options, you draw your hands up, and a searing energy pulses through your fingertips. The shadow creature is blasted with light, and its screams fill the air as it vanishes into whips smoke. The essence falls to the floor with a clatter. I did it. Now playing as Elijah. As you come back to yourself, you're hit with a wave of nausea. I feel sick. Don't worry. That's to be expected. No pass. He almost had you. That shadow thing. That old creep has been trying to catch me for years. I don't understand. What should we do now? Now, you go back to your room and keep Atlas out of sight until you can figure out what to do about this mess. That's it? But what about... Professor Swan puts her hands up. Seeing her be so stern makes you go quiet immediately. Please, Elijah, I know this is a lot to process. I know you have more questions, but it's my duty to keep you safe. She turns to look Atlas in the eye. The both of you. Please let me do that. Atlas holds her gaze for a moment longer, then nods curtly. Fine. Okay, sure. This is all great. Except for the fact that Atlas has my face. People are gonna notice that I suddenly have a twin brother. I got just a solution for that. I put an illusion over Atlas that would make him invisible to everyone except you, Elijah. It only lasts for 30 minutes, though, So you have to go straight back to your dorm. So you have to go straight back to your dorm room. Don't stop for anything. Professor Swan gets close to Atlas and makes a series of pinching motions in the air around his body. Up close, you can see that the space around his body is now filled with sharp points of rainbow light. Is it working? Where are those lights? When Atlas goes to look in a mirror on the wall, you follow. You only see yourself in the mirror's reflection. Awesome! You're totally invisible. Yes. Thank you for letting me know. Without any further ceremony, Atlas turns and strides out the door. Looks like we're leaving now, apparently. Before you go, I know Atlas has a lot of hard edges, but he's your brother, and he did a lot to keep you safe and shield you from the evils out there. Just remember that while I try to get all this sorted out, I suspect living with him in close quarters is going to get a bit tiresome. I kind of get the feeling you're right. I'll try to remember. You give Professor Swan a weak smile before following Atlas out of the office. Out in the hallway, Atlas leans against the wall, drumming his fingers against his folded arms. Finally, I need you to show me the hall of mirrors. The entrance at your end, of course, not the mirror I came through. He shudders a little at the memory of it. I don't think we should do that. Here, Swan. We only got 30 minutes to... You do realize our lives are on the line here, right? Trust me, I know that better than Swan does. Alice, I'll show you. But take it down a notch. You may be invisible, but the whole school will hear you shouting if you keep this up. Fine. This is your turf. I'll play by your rules. What exactly are you expecting to find her anyway? You don't think it's suspicious that I've been banging on the other side of the glass for months, but now I'm suddenly able to get through? If that was a coincidence, I'll eat a skid stitch hole. And that it, never mind. You round the corner, lead into the hall of mirrors, and stop dead in your tracks. You have to pull Alex by the collar to get him to stop. Excuse me. Shh, look. At the end of the hall, Professor England stands guard in front of the door. Ah, darn it. I guess we'll just have to come back. I guess we just have to leave. Darn it. I guess we'll just have to leave and come back later. Alice starts to stomp toward the door, and you grab him, drag his sleeve. And you grab him, drag his sleeve. Alice starts to stomp toward the door, and you grab his jacket sleeve. If you touch my jacket one more time, I swear. What's your plan here? You know you're effectively an intruder, right? Yeah, and also currently invisible. You can talk to him, ask him my questions for me. You gotta know something that can help us. Ugh. He urges you forward, following closely on your heels as you tentatively approach Professor England. Sorry, Elijah. I'm gonna have to ask you to go around. Students are allowed in this hall at the moment. Is that so? And why is that? You haven't heard? I thought I'd be all around the school by now. I'm not really supposed to talk about it. But you should make an assumption because everyone already knows. What could you tell me that I couldn't go find out from some random kid? I guess you make a fair point. Well, if anyone asks, you heard it from the old rumor mill, but it appears that someone has vandalized the mirror room. Put your hand to your chest and gasp in mock surprise. What do you mean vandalized? From behind you, Atlas whispers. You're overdoing it. That's all we know at the moment. Medina is currently busy attending to other matters, but she'll be down to check the sentry recordings as soon as she's finished. He nods to the suit of armor at the end of the hall. That's all? But what about... Professor England shakes his head. There's nothing to worry yourself over, Elijah. Now please, I need to keep this hallway clear. He shoos you away, and you sigh heavily as you and Atlas backtrack down the hall. Well, that was a total waste of time. Not entirely. He has the sentry standing guard over the hallway, inspecting it. These sentries act like tunnelers' video cameras. Yeah. We may not be able to see inside the mirror room, but we can at least see the aftermath. Do you think it would be helpful? Considering we know absolutely nothing, I don't see how it could hurt. We should have enough time before Swan's spell wears off. See through the eyes of the sentry to gain insight for the mysteries surrounding the mirror room. It also gives you a rare opportunity to see what your friends do when you're not around. Okay. I guess. You're right. Can't hurt to try. Besides, it sounds like it might be kind of fun. So glad you got your priorities straight. You walk closer to the sentry and stop in front of it. Not sure what to do next. Well, don't just stand there. Answer the question. This invisibility spell's got an expiration date. This invisibility spell's got an expiration date. Right. Sentry, tell us what happened in the mirror room. There's a long pause as you wait for the sentry's response, whichever comes. Fantastic. Hold on, I have an idea. I know a spell that might solve a problem. It's a moon spell that makes others more open to being talkative. I tried on Shreya once, and it was very effective. I know that spell. It's not the easiest. You sure you're up to it? Way to find out. Touch the sentry's arm and shoulder, and try to clear your mind. Staring into the eye slits of his medieval helmet, you feel your fingertips grow warm with energy. Now, will you tell us what happened in the mirror room? A dim light appears from within the sentry's helmet, and it begins to stir. Huh. You did it. Oh my god, you're actually impressed with me for once. Oh wait, no, this is the second time. Never mind. The sentry speaks, his voice rattling and echoing from inside the suit of armor. Demonstrate thine knowledge, and now do so in kind. Search the crest of Pentegas Pass, and what thou hast found. Before the dry mar came a creature more powerful and fierce. Speak forth his name, my defenses you will pierce. Sentry goes silent and stands at attention as though awaiting your response. I think I heard something about the original Pendergast crest having a creature that devours his own tail. On its own tail. I can't remember the name of it though. Motherfucker. It's something you hear when, like, oh my god. Beckett said it. Because he was talking about the crest in the library. He said it. Creature devouring its own tail. That's an Ouroboros. It's gotta be an Ouroboros. They're famous for devouring their own tails. Yeah, that was it. Didn't think you had it in you, being new to the magical world and all. I catch on fast. You are correct. Now see through the eyes of another. Yes, nailed it. The sentry's eyes flash bright white. The sentry's eyes flash bright white like a pair of car headlights blinding you. Now playing itself. You, Beckett, Griffin, and Zraya burst out of the mirror room and into the hallway outside. What happened there? How are we gonna go after Elijah if all the mirrors are broken? What did the mirrors shatter? Was it because of the shadow monsters? Never mind why they shattered. Why did Elijah fall through the mirror like that? Guys, relax. I'm sure Elijah's probably dead by now. God damn. I feel like that's pretty dark for Zeph. Let's relax. I'm sure Elijah's got that shadow monster in a headlock. You can't just assume that, Zeph. This is serious. Elijah needs our help. Come on, Beckett. You know Elijah as well as I do. You saw how quickly he picked up on all this magical stuff. That may be, but if any of us is gonna fall into an alternate dimension and survive, it's Elijah. Kind of already happened once, if you think about it. We need to put our trust in him, and then think about what we can do to help. That's right. If anyone can get himself out of this mess under his own power, it's Elijah. The fact that I messed up on saying anyone, and I even said oop, I said a little oop in the same bad French accent. I'm locking in. Wait. If we shut up for a second, I can figure out why this happened. I know I can. Just let me think. Make it. It's okay. No one expects you to come up with a solution on your own. Trey's right. I know you're worried about Elijah. We all are. But you don't want to Don't waste our time worrying about me. Both of you. We need to be thinking about Elijah right now. Not me. Wait, what the hell? Okay, never mind. I think we should go to one of the professors and tell them about the mirror room. They don't know what to do. That's a terrible idea. What if they ask us how it happened? We can't just give them a reason. And we're just students. They could end up blaming us. Okay. They'll find out about the room on their own. So let them. We're all safer that way. I don't think the professors will blame. You were interrupted by the clanking of metal as the suits of armor lining the wall next to you begin to stir. The sentries, they see everything that goes on in Pendergast. They must know what happened in the mirror room. Which means they might know what happened to Elijah. Hey sentries. Why did the mirror shatter like that? We know not why the mirror shattered, but when opposing powers meet on the bridges between worlds, those bridges collapse. Well, it hurt us, but what the heck does any of that mean? Yours is as good as mine. The sentries are enchanted to give answers, but not necessarily clear ones. Your conversation is interrupted by the sound of Professor England's voice ricocheting down the hallway. Everyone, if you could please return to your dorms, please. This hallway is off limits for the time being. Your friends exchange glances. We should get out of here. If we get caught and detained, we lose time looking for Elijah. With that, Beckett turns and heads off in the direction of the dorms, leaving the rest of you no choice but to follow him. Now plays Elijah. Spots swim in front of your eyes, as though you spent the afternoon staring at a light bulb. That is all there is to see. I can't see so well right now, but that was really helpful. Thank you. Come on, let's go. You turn to leave and notice that the rainbow spots of light that make Alice's invisibility charm are beginning to flicker. Oh, our time's almost up. We have to go. Now. You and Alice run toward the front doors, only to have them swing open. Two upperclassmen walk in, just as Alice's invisibility begins to flicker. You shove Alice behind a suit of armor in the hall. When you do, it throws its head toward your metallic screech. Sorry, please, just shush. As the two students walk past, you lean casually against the wall near the suit of armor, but they pay you no mind. What are you thinking? You push through the double doors and are pleased to see that the campus is near empty this late at night. Okay, our dorm is in that building over there. So what? You just make a run for it? That's when you notice the statue in the center of the campus, showing its head back and forth. The light in its eyes is like a lighthouse beaming in the darkness. Only we want to get vaporized. Maybe there's somewhere to distract it? Got it. When I say run, you run. Alex dresses over himself from head to toe. What? Alex dresses over himself from head to toe and shoulder to shoulder. Johnny puts his hands out and takes a step backward. In his place is a distorted replica of himself. He gives the replica a push toward the statue, the opposite direction of the dorm. Then he takes off running. Hey, you didn't say run. I thought it was implied. Keep up. tear away from him, sprinting as fast as you can across the massive lawn. The statue's gaze is completely drawn by Alice's shadow. In front of you, Alice leans over a small flower bed. Tinkling tinsies. Careful of those. Their flower buds are actual bells. With no time to swerve, you soar gratefully over the patch of flowers. Nice. When the coast clear, you and Alice sprint for the dorms and enjoy yourself through the doors. From the doorway, you can see the RA on duty behind the counter, scribbling away on a pad of paper. Across from you, you can see Alice's reflection flickering in a mirror on the wall. The spell almost completely worn off. You speak to Alice in hushed whispers. Okay, we just need to get past her, and then it's a straight shot to my room. Got it. Say no more. Alice's eyes narrow as he twines his fingers together, making a complicated gesture as the air crackles around him. Alice, what are you doing? Knocking him out. What? Stop it. You push Alice's hands back to your sides, rolling your eyes. Cool it, John Wick. I'll go distract her. You just need to slip by quietly and get to that first hallway there. You got it? Alice shrugs and you walk up to the front desk. Hi, Elijah. What can I do for you? Out of the corner of your eye, see Alice slip behind a potted plant. The plant's leaves start to stick to him, and he flails to get them off. I can't ask if you've seen that. He points to the painting on the wall behind her, and when she turns to look, Alice springs from his hiding place and posts down the hallway. You mean the portrait of Sestina's Quivitis that's been hanging here all semester? Right, that's her name. And you're definitely seeing it, so thanks. You hurry away to rejoin Atlas. You and Atlas cross the threshold into your dorm without a further incident. You throw yourself onto the couch as Atlas breathes a sigh of relief. Oh man, that was way too close. We should have come straight back like Professor Swan told us to. Bond. Elijah, Bond. Shut up, game. Actually, I think you handled yourself pretty well. Maybe I didn't need to be as worried about you as I thought. Now that we're alone, we have to talk about. He stops abruptly, his head cocked to one side. Do you hear that? He goes still, straight into here. Well, that's it. Elijah's not anymore on campus. That mirror must have taken him somewhere else entirely. The way the glass shattered, I've never seen anything like it. Friends, they're not supposed to know about you. Quick, my room. You dash over to the door and fumble for the doorknob. You wrench the door open and dive inside. Atlas is about to follow you in when your friends come in and see him. Elijah? Where have you been? We've been looking everywhere. Atlas freezes in panic. From behind an almost closed bedroom door, you whisper to him. Atlas, just roll with it. Pretend to be me. Yes, I am Elijah, your friend. He says the last word with a grimace. You try not to laugh when you realize he's attempting to smile. What happened to your hair? This is not going well. I have to help him. Tell him to laugh it off. Just say something funny and casual. That's so funny. That's just like you. That's just like you. Always cracking jokes. Well, he recognizes my comedic genius, so he must be alright. Never mind all of that. Where have you been? The mirror room was completely destroyed, and you were just gone. Yeah. Where did that mirror take you? We looked all over campus. It took me to Penn Square. I don't know what went wrong, but it drove me right into a dumpster. I tried to spell to clean off, but something went wrong, and it turned my hair all white. Guess I have to have Swan fix it tomorrow. Oh, no need. That's just a simple transmutation spell. I can quite easily. You touch my hair, and I'll punch the eyebrows off your face. A brief silence passes through the room. Sorry, I had a really rough day. I just like to go to bed. Oh, but of course. I'm glad you're safe. I guess we should all go off to bed, Thanks. All of you. Beckett, Zeph, and Griffin turn to leave. Beckett stops and turns back to Atlas. He looks him over, the skin between his eyebrows pinched with worry. He puts his hand on his shoulder, and Atlas goes completely rigid. He doesn't try to fight it like you thought he would. You have no idea how troublesome you are. Hey. Just going and disappearing like that, warning all of your friends. It was incredibly thoughtless of you, and he begins to lose steam, breathing hard. And I'm really glad you're okay. He pulls Alex in for a hug, squeezing him tightly around the shoulders. Thanks. They stay that way for a moment before Beckett finally releases him. He opens his mouth to say something more, but then closes it and stalks away. As Freya walks your friends to the door, Alex enters your room and shuts the door behind him. Once Alex is inside, you both breathe a sigh of relief. Your friends talk so much. No wonder you're behind in your magical studies. I'm not. My friends are fine, thank you very much. Your friends are weak. No offense. Did you see the way the stiff, fancy one looked at me? It was odd. What's odd is the weird way to describe people. Besides, it wasn't odd. It was towards me, so it was romantic. Did you see how red Beckett's face got? He's totally in love with me. Your conversation is suddenly interrupted by a frantic banging on the common room door. You and Atlas exchange a glance, and you leave the room to open it. Beckett? Hello? Hi. It's me again. I can see that. You fixed your hair? Yeah, it just turned itself back. He fidgets in the doorway as you take him in, finally noticing his unusually rumpled appearance. I just want to make sure again that you're okay. My hair is a different color and back in a bun, and I'm wearing a different outfit, but okay. He hesitates again. I'm at a loss here. When you vanished like that, I felt like I should have been able to do more, and I couldn't. He cuts himself off, mussing his hair as he runs his hand through it. He looks as shaken as you feel. Beckett, it's no one's fault, and I'm fine, see? He laughs a little, but it sounds forced and wary. I know it's late, but do you want to talk? Just for a little while. I know you said you're okay, but I feel like I have to make sure. It's not really the best time. His eyes rove across your body, widen as he takes in the scrapes and cuts and embedded bits of glass from your fight in the mirror dimension. You hurt. I can help with that. I know a spell that will remove those shards of glass quite painlessly. It's fine. I'll just go to the nurse tomorrow. But I can help. I have to help. Please, Elijah. Talking to Beckett will reassure him, gain you some magical healing, and give you a chance for romance. Sure, I can use the help. Let's talk out here, okay? You lead him to the couch and sit down next to him. He attempts to smooth out his crumpled blazer and gives a pitiful laugh before sitting down. I must look like a complete mess. But it's pretty funny, seeing always put together Beckett Harrington of his game. Beckett, you look just fine. You're a little sadder than normal, a little more rumpled. I wouldn't say you're falling apart or anything. And it's anything but funny to me. More depressing than anything, really. Gee, thanks. Sorry, I just mean, it's hard seeing you so upset. Reach over and take back his hands in yours. He meets your gaze for just a moment before looking sheepishly away. I'm honestly pretty surprised that you were so concerned, considering how hard you tried to hate me. I don't hate you, Elijah. He meets your gaze directly as he says this, squeezing your hand tightly. I admit that when I first heard about you, I was jealous. More so when I realized your formal training was quite lacking, and I lashed out. I worked so hard to be the best, and it didn't matter. I thought with you attending, I'd have no chance of being top of the class. Beckett, I never meant to make you feel that way. Of course you didn't. You were my first friend here, who took me in when no one else would. And I thought something happening to you when I could have stopped it. What do you mean could have stopped it? I've been practicing some advanced magics. There had to have been some spell, some part of my knowledge that I could have used. But when it came down to it, I just stood there, weak. His hands curled to fist, and the bridge of his nose flushes. Beckett. My pizza. You wrap your arms around his shoulders, pull him into a tight hug. He shivers a little, and you feel his warm breath against the side of your neck. There's nothing wrong with freezing up. It all happened so fast. You would have needed the quickest reflexes. You would need the quickest reflexes on Earth. I can read. My mouth is just dry. His arms snake around your waist as he holds you to him. You can feel the quickening of his heartbeat against your chest. How do you know I don't have them? I am vastly superior to the majority of the world's population. You can have a laugh at that, and after a second, he laughs too. And there's the Beckett everything I know. You pull back, looking into his eyes. His face is more composed, but you can still see a hint of wetness on his lashes. You can't put this blame all on yourself. First of all, there's no way you could have known what happened. And second of all, we were all there. No one else had any idea what to do either. Beckett frowns in his eyes. Still, I said I'd help, so at least let me take a look at you. You stand and do a slow rotation. See? Totally fine. He gingerly takes your arm, turning to show a small piece of glass sticking out the skin near your elbow. Wow, I didn't even know that was there. Probably because of the adrenaline. It looks like this is the worst of it though. Thank goodness. He holds his hands a few inches above the shard of glass and stares at the spot with a look of intense concentration. After a second, his palm begins to glow with a metallic tint, but after a moment more, nothing happens. Shoot, just give me a second. The glow of his palm begins to flicker in intensity as he tries to hold onto the magic, but still, nothing happens. Come on, Beckett, you worthless. Beckett. He drops your arm and hisses through his teeth. I'm sorry, I've done this spell a million times. I just can't. It won't. He shows off and reverses his gaze, his hands balling into fists against his knees. It's okay, really. Don't be so hard on yourself. You can do this. I know you can. Just think about me. You want to help me, right? So stop thinking about your own faults and focus on that. I didn't mean to make it all about me. You're doing it again. Beckett cracks a smile, shaking his head a little. There you go. You're starting to relax. Now take a deep breath and try again. Fine. He raises his hands again, and they tremble slightly. He slowly inhales, and as he exhales, his palms glow warmly. Now we're getting somewhere. He passes his hands down your arm, a few inches above your skin. As he does, each piece of glass painlessly slips out of your skin. I read that right, but I thought I read it wrong. That's why I paused. There. You have to go to the nurse tomorrow to get his salve for the cuts, but that takes care of the glass at least. Thanks, Doc. So I'm good now? Something is new? I don't know. Maybe I should double check to make sure. He stands up and takes your hands, inspecting your arms. His fingers trace the veins up your arms, leaving goosebumps in their wake. No serious damage there. He circles you, standing so close you feel his soft breath tickling the hair at the back of your neck. He trails a finger slowly down your spine. Beckett. What? Does it hurt? No. Looks like there's a little bruise right here. Beckett's soft lips graze the side of your neck. He wraps his arm around your waist, just like you feel like your knees about to give up. Oh, you tease. Hold up. I'm so tired and hungry, I didn't even catch what he was doing at first. Beckett Harrington. Better. I'm certainly not complaining. You turn his arms, seeing the smile you've been missing all night. What about you, though? Feeling better? He takes a deep breath in, and when he exhales, he smiles, though it seems a little forced. Yeah, I think so. He glances at the clock on the mantel, and his eyes go wide. Oh wow, it's so late. I'm such an adult. You must be exhausted out here. And here I am complaining about my feelings. It's fine, really. After everything that happened today, I'm not sure I would have been able to fall asleep anyway. But if you want to make it up to me, do all my homework, nerd. Give me a good night kiss. It will help me sleep better. I don't need a reason to want to kiss you, Elijah. Becca says this quietly as he smiles down at you. His thumb softly grazes your cheek as he leans in, touching his lips to yours. His arms tighten around your waist, pulling you flush against him, holding you like he's afraid you'll disappear. Elijah. His mouth is warm and insistent, his tongue tracing the line of your lower lip before connecting with yours. Shut up, Car. Just as you think you'll run out of air, he pulls back, breathing hard. You laugh in between panting breaths. Great. Now I never get to sleep. I'm sure after the day you'd have no trouble. He cups your cheeks between his palms, eyes roving your face before he presses a kiss to your forehead. Then, he lets you go. For a moment, the only sound in the room is the soft crackling of the ever-burning fireplace. I'll let you get your rest, but I want to tell you that. He looks at you, then up at the ceiling. After a second, he exhales, smiling weakly. I'm really happy you're still here. Yeah, me too. You watch him leave before going back to your dorm room. As you enter the room, Alice is perched on the edge of your bed. He rolls his eyes. Don't get too attached. We won't be here long, and we don't know who we can trust. What do you mean? We can trust my friends. They know everything about me. Correction. They know everything you knew about you. What they don't know is that this is seriously powerful and seriously dangerous and turned after you. And do you really think they want to know more after that? But I'm sure they're what? Say it's fine? That they're behind you no matter what? And are you really willing to let them get involved? To let them die for you? You find yourself at a loss for words. What if Rafe has something they want, huh? What if the people that you trust so much decide their happiness is better than your safety? His words come out fiercely, though his eyes are all sadness. When he realizes you haven't responded, he goes quiet. I know it's a lot to process. We've lived pretty different lives. Yeah, I still can't believe we're marked for death. Can't believe how calm you are about all this. It's something I always lived with. I'm sorry that's the way you find out. It was pretty tough growing up like this. The only thing that got me through it was knowing this was what our parents wanted. What? For us to live apart in constant fear? No, for us to live. To survive. A silence passes between the two of you as you try to think of something to say. So, brother, the picture you gave me earlier, the other half, Where'd you get it? I found it in the wreckage of our childhood home. Wreckage? Mm-hmm. The fire burned it all down, but no one ever demolished the house. It is probably still standing to this day. A fire? Well, our parents. I didn't find any bodies in the wreckage. Trust me, I looked. My voice is ruined. I can't go lower than this. His lips form a hard line as a dark expression passes over his face. We should get some sleep. It's been a long day. He pulls out a round black disc and sticks his arm in. From his side, he pulls out a rolled up sleeping bag and a dirty singed blanket. What's that? Oh, it's a lot of memento. So that's one of the few things I can remember from when we were babies. You also remember stuff about our parents? Not a lot, but some. It's kind of hard to think about sometimes. I wish I knew anything at all, even the sad stuff. I can tell you what I do know, if you can handle it. As it is why your parents will give you an opportunity to bond and learn more about your family. It also result in another significant item for your collection. Yeah. It's like 51 minutes in, but yeah, make it longer. I don't think I can wait a second longer. I want food, so I'm dying here. 7:34 in the morning. He holds out the blanket for you to inspect. You run your fingers over the frame material and try to remember anything at all about a life you never knew. You said you found this? Yeah, must have been 8 or 9 at the time. I snuck out and went to see what was left of our parents' home. Rafe burned it to the ground. Wasn't it dangerous to go back there? Yes. If Rafe had left any traps behind, I could have been caught. But it seems he didn't think we'd be that stupid. And I was a kid, angry about his lot in life. I'd just be a lot more reckless. Picking through the burned out mess turned out to be a waste of time for the most part. That blanket and photo was all I found worth keeping. What was our home like? Kind of hard to tell, considering all the damage, but it was spacious. There was swings at the out back that was still intact. It makes us be sad to think that they've been planning the future for us that they would never get to see. So our parents are dead then? I don't know for sure, but it certainly looks that way. My caretaker said they fell out of contact just after we had been separated. Ow. I wonder what ways were similar to them. My caretakers always used to tell me when I do something that reminded them of mom and dad, it made me feel like I actually knew them. And I certainly got my mom's magical aptitude and problem solving. That gene must have missed you. Oh, come on. I got some of that too. What else? And Dad was apparently good at sports, which you seem to have inherited. And you definitely got mom's optimism. My caretaker said she never lost hope that we'd all get through this and be a family again. Well, in a way, she was right. We're a family now. You look back at Atlas and give him a smile. You said you remember this blanket? How is that possible? I've been training for a long time. One of my gifts is the ability to feel things. Sun gnats have their prescience, and we moon gnats have the ability to sense moods and emotions. He reaches out for a corner of the blanket, rubbing it between his thumb and forefinger. And as soon as I picked this up, I felt the love and the comfort of them swallow me in this. I felt the warmth of being in the crib next to you. Whenever I touch this, I feel safe. Alex, I think they would have been proud of all that you've done, and all that you've done for me. Yeah, I think they would have been proud of you too. He lets go of the blanket and flops onto his back, staring up at the ceiling. You can keep that. I think I had it long enough. Maybe you can use your prescience and feel a little closer to them. You clutch the blanket in both of your fists and bring it up to your face. You focus on the smell, and as you do, you hear a woman's voice, quiet and far away. The two of you would never know how precious you really are. Mom? As you open your eyes, the pre-motion fades away, but you find yourself more relaxed than before. When you look back at Atlas, he's watching you carefully. You give him a weak smile. Thanks for telling me about this, and for giving me the blanket. I already feel close to them. I'm your brother, and that's what we're supposed to do, right? I feel like brothers normally bite at you or pull your hair. I suppose I can punch you in the face if that's what you like. Nah, I'd rather have hearts like this. Hopefully not too many of them. I don't think I can stomach that. Don't worry, it'll be just to him in no time. Lean over and place the blanket on your desk for safekeeping. You settle into bed, but notice that Alice suddenly looks alert as he stares up at the ceiling. There's one other thing. When I was trapped in the mirror dimension, someone else kept coming in and out. You don't get to the open portal in time to escape. Well, who was it? Maybe they've been helping Rafe. That was my thinking too. I never got close enough to make them out, but there was one thing I saw clearly. He reaches out and takes your hand where it dangles over the edge of the bed, turning your hand over so slightly to display. Only your friends have these, right? Yeah, but I don't see what that has to do with anything. Whoever's been trapezing around the mirror dimension was wearing one just like it. Are you implying that one of my friends is working with Rafe? Because they would never do that. I know what I saw. I'm not saying anyone's working with that monster. I'm just saying that they're not being truthful. And if they're keeping this from you, then what else could they be hiding? The weight of the silence that follows Alice's words presses down on you, and you swallow hard. So what you mean is, it seems as though one of your friends isn't as trustworthy as you think,